Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. If you're watching this video and it's Salah time, please pause it and go pray and come back when you're done. Please check out the description section of this video to support the channel. I was sent a number of clips and screenshots of the back and forth dispute between Candace Owens and Rabbi Shmuley. It seems like the Zionist rabbi is up to his usual tricks, as he and his sex toy selling daughter have attacked Candace Owens in a similar manner to how they attacked Mohammed Hijab after he publicly humiliated Shmuley during their debate on Talk TV. Shmuley is pro-Israel, pro-IDF, and has been known to harass Muslim women in the same way he's currently going after Candace Owens. Shmuley's two sons are currently serving in the IDF, and his daughter is also a former IDF soldier. What is surprising is that Candace claims that Shmuley and his daughter have been harassing Candace for years now. It supposedly began when Candace showed support for Kanye West, when he called out the Zionist stronghold on the hip-hop industry that exploits black artists. Kanye could definitely have articulated his claims better and not generalised all Jewish people when he said what he said. But it is a well-known fact that Zionists run the banks, the government, the media, entertainment and the pornography industries in America. From what Candace said, Shmuley threatened her with taking out full-page ads in mainstream media publications in order to slander her and label her an anti-Semite, despite her stating on many occasions that she has nothing against Jewish people whatsoever. Candace also stated the real reason that Shmuley and his daughter are now targeting her is because she is calling for a ceasefire in Palestine. I can confirm that this man has done the same thing to women from Muslim backgrounds, such as Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Bella and Gigi Hadid, and Dua Lipa, amongst others, for simply being pro-Palestine. He actually paid for full-page ads in mainstream American newspapers, degrading and disrespecting them for being vocal about their opposing political views. From Candace's tweets on X, she said that the unholy Shmuley is targeting her because of her refusal to hate Muslims and her refusal to attack black people and Christians. Candace also stated that it is clearly evident that Rabbi Shmuley has a deep hatred for Muslims, Christians and black people. She also called out Shmuley for pitting black and brown people against each other in order to control our voices, and she said that any media outlets that support this type of Zionist mafia-style behaviour are complicit in this morally corrupt behaviour. I must say I agree with her. Shmuley is a Zionist and he has no respect for Muslims, Christians or black people. He uses a common tactic of paying lip service to these groups to tick diversity boxes, then proceeds to go on unhinged rants making false claims to demonise them in a roundabout way, and then engages in endless propaganda and harassment tactics to silence anyone who legitimately criticises him or the Zionist agenda by labelling them anti-Semitic. Shmuley even sank as low as to appeal to fellow Zionist Ben Shapiro to fire Candace, which is a possibility as Candace also clashed with Shapiro when she called for a ceasefire in Palestine. And as you will probably be aware, Shmuley and Shapiro are on the same page when it comes to denying Israel's war crimes. It might be time for Candace to step away from the Daily Wire and to start her own thing. She definitely has the following to do so. I want to be explicitly clear that being anti-Zionist is not the same as being anti-Jewish. A common tactic that Zionists use is to label anyone that opposes them as anti-Semitic, which is not the case. I know many decent Jewish people that are also in opposition to the genocide taking place in Palestine, and credit to them for marching with Muslims and others in opposition to the Zionist agenda. Let's roll the clip of the back and forth between Candace, Shmuley and his daughter.
I was being threatened by a person named Rabbi Shmuley. The person that I had never heard of was threatening me and saying that unless I came out and said things explicitly against Kanye, he would effectively ruin my life. He said that he would take out a front page ad and smear me as an anti-Semite. And it wasn't just him, it was also his daughter. They were messaging me saying, "Don't mess with Jews." Very bizarre stuff, and they have not stopped, to be clear. And him and his daughter have consistently pulled clips from this show, taken them out of context, and tried to convince Jewish people that I hate them.
There is something really, truly wrong with Candace Owens. You guys know that I dislike liars and anti-Semites more than anything in the whole entire world. And here, we have a combination of both. If you come for us, we'll come back at you with everything that we have.
You really went after Candace Owens today. Why?
Okay, that's a sliver of what she actually deserves. She is abominable. I actually am disgusted by her because she hates Israel. We are coming for you, Candace, on the media, on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter.
It's utterly ridiculous. It's insane. And so what I believe is something that should be explored is whether or not what's happening is that just like within all communities, there are gangs, right? Gangs can form. We understand this. In the Black community, we've got the Bloods and we've got the Crips. Well, imagine if the Bloods and the Crips were doing horrific things, murdering people, controlling people with blackmail. And then every time a person spoke out about it, the Bloods and the Crips would call those people racist, would get the media to say those people were racist. Any person that was talking about a specific gang, a small group of people, would say, oh my God, no. That's like slavery. You can't at all say anything bad about the Bloods and the Crips. And then the entire Black community believed it and was scared and thought, oh my God, like, is slavery actually coming back? It would be emotional manipulation because, of course, we would know that despite the fact that the Bloods and the Crips are Black, that the majority of Black people do not support the crimes that they have committed, the crimes that they continue to commit. It's a gang. But what if that is what is happening right now in Hollywood, if there is just a very small ring of specific people who are using the fact that they are Jewish to shield themselves from any criticism? It's food for thought, right? And I think, again, there have been enough people that are speaking out about a ring in Hollywood, also a ring potentially in DC, that we should start to ask those questions, all of us, because this appears to be something that is quite sinister.
Then when October 7th came, Candace Owens said she could not yet come to a moral decision on who was right and wrong about October 7th. But the real shame is that Ben Shapiro, who wears a yarmulke and runs the Daily Wire, created the Daily Wire, continues to employ her. He continues to profit off Jew hatred and anti-Semitism. And Ben, I'm telling you, from the money you're making off Candace Owens, it's shocking that you would be employing an anti-Semite. And you know, Ben Shapiro, that if MSNBC or if CNN employed someone who said that they love Kanye West, or employed a host who said they don't know who was right on October 7th, you would be calling them out, Ben Shapiro.
What could have led Candace Owens to call this box filth without ever opening it? I suggest, my friends, the answer lies very simply right here. Israel and the Magen David. Candace Owens cannot even control her anti-Semitism anymore. From saying that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent. Of course, if you're a pedophile, you work for Israel. From saying that Jews run a secret pedophile ring in Hollywood to entrap Black artists and blackmail them. You can buy these incredible products made in Israel by going to kosher.sex. My daughter Chana's company. I'm so proud of Chana for doing this. She's an IDF veteran. Support Israel. Make love and war.
I included Candace's tweets during Shmuley's ranting to show you the ridiculousness of his claims. She correctly calls out his and his daughter's seedy tactics and their harassment campaign against her. After watching that, it's clear to see Shmuley is not a trustworthy individual or a decent person. In Islam, we call him a dayuth, which means he lacks paternalistic protectiveness in regard to his female family members, as he actively allows and promotes his daughter being involved in the sex industry. He is also a disgrace to Judaism. There is no boundary on who can buy the seedy products that him and his daughter sell. They are not just for married couples like he slyly tries to promote them as. These filthy products are bought by people outside of wedlock and by people who indulge in physical intimacy that is forbidden in Judaism, Islam and Christianity. At the end of the clip, he explicitly stated support Israel and love war. If that isn't an extremist statement coming from a man with family ties with the IDF, then I don't know what is. If you watch Shmuley's recent debates against Muslims and Jewish people who support Palestine, you can see he makes generalised, disrespectful and insensitive comments about Muslims, but he sneakily states it's only Islamists and extremists that he is labelling. He does the same with Christians when it is convenient, and Black people. I'm glad Candace is calling this guy out, as Christians need to see Zionists for who they are, and that they are not allies to Christians either. I don't think Candace is anti-Semitic. She has said positive things about the Jewish community, along with recent positive comments siding with Muslims. I feel she is using common sense. Opposing Zionism and calling for a ceasefire is what mentally balanced people do. Thank you for watching. Make sure to join my free Telegram group via the link in the description, where we as Muslims can speak freely and without censorship about issues like this, and in order to guide and support each other in our deen. Or if you have more serious personal issues you need help with, please feel free to book a call with me. And remember to like, subscribe and become a channel member for access to exclusive content. Until next time, inshallah, Jazakallah khair.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.